Good evening and welcome to this November 27th, 2023 Parks and Recreation Commission meeting of the City of Boulder City. Have the minutes been posted in accordance with the Nevada Revised Statute?
Yes, they have.
Thank you. And do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
Thank you. All rise and join me in a Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our first item of business is public comment. Before we actually get started there, I wanted to introduce our students at large. We have Sochi Skousen. Camera, please, on them. There we go. And Abby Francis. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Again, before we get to the public comment, we got a couple things we want to do here. Today is the last day that Director Hall will be at one of these commission meetings. He's retiring at the end of the year, and we wanted to recognize him and his accomplishments of 46 years with the city and the recreation department. So, Roger, congratulations, and we do have a couple things for you, and we would like to give those to you and then take a picture. But anything you'd like to say, or do you have a
I do. You got 5 minutes. Yeah. Do I get 5 minutes with this? So, Mr. Chairman and members of the Boulder City Parks and Rec Commission, I wanted to let you know after 46 years working for the City of Boulder City, I have decided to hang up my sneakers and retire. I've decided to hang up, and this will be my last official meeting as Director of Parks and Rec for the City of Boulder City. You know, it's been my honor and privilege working with the City of Boulder City and working with all of you on the commission. I truly appreciate what you do, volunteering, taking time out of your busy schedules to make a positive difference in the lives of our Boulder City residents. I think it's very special, and you should be commended for a job well done. I've enjoyed my relationship working with all of you and wish you the very best going forward. You have some very important work coming up with the SNWA turf removal program and the design of the new swimming pool. That's coming up really soon, I think. I think we've made a positive difference during my tenure in making Boulder City Parks and Rec Department one of the best Parks and Rec departments in the state of Nevada. I want to publicly thank my great staff for all that they do. And, you know, we've been a great team over the years. My staff, you're the best, and I appreciate all your hard work and dedication to the Parks and Rec Department and the City of Boulder City. Tracy and I plan on staying in Boulder City, and we'll continue to support your efforts on the Parks and Rec Commission, the Parks and Rec Department, and the City of Boulder City. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Roger. We appreciate your service and look forward to seeing your retirement activities as well.
Oh, yeah. That guy with the camera.
Yes. So if you guys want to join me up front here.
All right, everybody. I can see everybody. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay, continuing with public comment. If there's anyone in the audience who'd like the opportunity to speak, now's your opportunity to do so. There's also an opportunity to call 702-589-9629 to make public comment. And there is also an opportunity to make public comment in writing via the website. Have there been any comments posted?
No written comments.
Okay, again, that phone number is 702-589-9629 for this first public comment. One last call for public comment on the phone, 702-589-9629 is the number to call. Hearing no public comment, we'll close public comment. On to agenda item number 1 is to approve the minutes of the September 25th, 2023 regular meeting. And I'd like to move that they've be approved as amended.
Second that motion.
All in favor? Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Next is for possible action is matters pertaining to the Aquatic Division. We'll receive operational reports and a verbal report from Aquatic Coordinator Cherie Brennan.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
This will be real short today. I'm going to start with some good news. I just put the paperwork through to hire a pool maintenance person.
Yay.
So that's very exciting to me. We have been struggling with staffing our morning hours since school opened, and most of our students are in high school or they've gone away to college. So if somebody calls out being sick, then we've had to close the pool several times since October, since we reopened after the bubble up. But we do have a plan in place that we're going to start utilizing a company that provides lifeguards, a staffing company. So that's going to start tomorrow morning, actually. So that'll be a new thing for us, and hopefully, we have all the bugs worked out in a very short time. It's a new thing to me, but it should help us be able to have no more closures on those mornings. Boulder City Henderson Heat Wave continues to hold practices for the most part 5 days a week, unless there's a meet or no school or something like that, a holiday. Aerobics and swimming lessons continue, just fewer numbers than we have in the summer. We've had no special events. And then as far as projects, just one upcoming. Our chemical controller has decided it's served its purpose, its years, and I have one on order. So until then, I've been needing to add acid manually because it's not working quite right. And then just a note that, and this is something that we've been doing for quite some time, is that we backwash the system about every 5 weeks. In the summer, it's a little more often, and that takes about 5 hours. We can't have swimmers in the pool, so we have to close. And our most recent one was on the 14th. Do you have any questions for me?
I just had a question about the lifeguard deal. You think that'll solve it? I mean, they're still going to be able to get lifeguards even though there's still a shortage of them in the valley?
This particular company, as far as I understand, he's got quite a number of lifeguards that want to work. And he has been providing staffing for some strip properties for the city of North Las Vegas, I believe. So it sounds like he's got sufficient staff, and we're only doing one lifeguard on, is it 3 days a week, and 2 lifeguards on one of the days. So
Seems like
tomorrow morning
it
will,
works. It looks like it sounds like a great idea.
yeah, tomorrow morning will be a test, and we'll see how that goes, and I'll report back in a couple of months.
Thanks.
Any
Anyone
other-
else?
Do we have, is there a a minimum requirement for a public pool as far as lifeguarding?
Yes, the Southern Nevada Health District requires that you have one lifeguard per 2,000 square feet. Our main pool is just about 6,000 square feet, so to have the whole pool open, we need to have 3 lifeguards on deck. We've been managing by closing down lanes and only operating lanes or like our open area for aerobics. And it makes it challenging for our regular swimmers when we have to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Good, Val.
Thanks, Marie. Thank you. I was looking at the operational report, but the classes and stuff, are you having, there's like there's fewer classes in October than in September? Is that instructor issues or what's going on?
Are you talking about swimming lessons or aerobics or both?
Both classes. all your
So
classes.
we have one aerobics instructor who is on maternity leave, having her first baby in a couple of months. And she's decided she doesn't want to work, up to the last minute. And then Terry Grothy is on hiatus until summer. So we do have fewer classes being offered as far as aerobics go. Robert is teaching in place of where one of Terry's classes was. Actually, 2 of them. He's doing Tuesday, Thursday mornings and evenings. As far as swimming lessons, we have plenty of instructors. We've just had fewer people interested right now.
Are you still getting the classes covered by the American Rescue Plan Act money?
The classes have never been covered by that. The daily swim for youth is what has been covered by that. And that continues through December of next year.
Okay, and then, yeah, because just looking at the number of classes, that system that keeps going down and down. And so I'm going, is it instructors then kind of?
It's kind
or-
of common this time of year, although it is lower than probably a year ago. It is a little lower than some years, so.
Because you make money from the classes. bring
Correct.
in quite a bit of money.
Correct.
So I just feel bad that, losing money that way or whatever, but, okay. I think that was my answer. One, I don't know if, I'm going to talk about that later, but I did go to the city council meeting where the city council did approve a contract with Toll Brothers. But I don't know what that means in terms of when you're going to get a new pool.
I think the ball is in council's hand.
But they did approve the plan, so I don't know. I guess
Yes.
it's still up to them to give you the money for the pool.
Roger, you can jump in at any time, but my understanding is that when we receive revenue from that property, then that's probably when they will move forward with RFQ.
Yeah, we're going to get 90% of the money that we make on the Toll Brothers property. And so they're still negotiating the contract as we speak. So nothing's been approved, but we accepted the proposal from them. And,
Yeah, there were
and-
several options, and they
Right,
voted
and we're in
to approve one of them.
negotiations right now.
And if that, and the money, does Toll Brothers has to pay the money when they are ready there? We don't have to wait till the whole development, 350 track is developed, do we?
I think there's 3 different phases of development. So as soon as we get the money from the Toll Brothers, we'll be able to go out for a design to hire a golf
Yeah.
course architect and design, a pool architect and design a new pool.
Well, you can do that, can't you, Steve? Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next item, item number 3, matters pertaining to the Recreation Division. We've received those reports, and now we'll have a verbal report from Program Coordinator Jennifer Spinkling.
Good afternoon. So currently, our Safe Key program, we're getting ready for the winter break. Safe Key operates as a full-day program during holidays and breaks from school. So we'll be operating from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that'll be over at the ABC Park. So that'll be from the 18th to the 29th of December. And then we have arts and crafts planned, activities, 2 local field trips planned to Boulder Bowl and perhaps McDonald's. The staff really works hard to keep the kids busy, so it's not just free play all the time. They have the day planned and lots of activities, so they have fun. Another thing that's going on, our dog handler class has moved to Saturday mornings. They've been Friday nights from 7 to 9 o'clock, and they're moving to Saturday mornings from 8 to 10. They're using the gym for briefings, and then they use the outdoor multi-purpose court for their training. They've been doing this class since the beginning of the fall of 2018. I recently received a call from a pickleball player who was concerned about the dog handler class using the court, and I let her know that it's a paid recreation class. We do receive revenue. It's one of our higher revenue classes on a monthly basis. Typically, there's at least 10 students in the class, so it makes about $750. So it's one of our best classes, and he has a very good reputation, and people take the class repeatedly. It's not just a one-time class that people take. Then the other bit of news, our fitness center, we've ordered a new piece of equipment. It's a Stairmaster, an 8 Series Stairmaster Gauntlet, which that just sounds horrible, but but I guess they're really excited about getting that. It's replacing a piece of equipment that we got from Snap Fitness that no longer works and it needs a repair that was well over $1,000. So it seemed like the better use to buy a new piece that everyone was kind of looking forward to. The fitness center has roughly 400 more patrons the first quarter of this year compared to last year. So our fitness center is gaining members. And that's about all I have. Does anybody have questions for me? I know Val looks like
Yeah,
she's getting ready.
So just looking at the deposits sheet and stuff, the fitness center is the weight room, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's how you have it listed there. So I'm always looking for it and I go, where is it, where is it?
I-
Oh, it's weight room.
Yes,
Listed as
we
the weight
used
room.
to refer to it as the weight room, and at some point we changed it to the fitness center. So I think on some of those reports, it probably still reflects weight room.
Okay. And then I'm not very good at mathematics, and so I'm like trying to look, if we can put apostrophes in the numbers there so I can figure out how much money it is. Because that's like $5,625, but I get the no apostrophes.
Yes, and Marcy tracks the customers per month, so that's where, get that.
And yet, this is an old issue, but I don't, remember the other room where you'd put the old equipment at? Did they ever put cameras in there and stuff?
In the stretch room?
Yeah, I guess it's the name
No,
of it.
we don't have cameras in there yet. There really hasn't been an issue. We issue the participants a key to go over there. We check it out to them. They go over there, doors locked, they stretch, and we haven't had any problem with vandalism or anything like that. The attendants go over and, make sure the door's locked.
Okay. Well, the citizen that has been reporting to me about concerns is that she doesn't like to go in there when no one else is in there, if something happens, and so she even offered to buy cameras and donate them. So I don't know.
Yeah,
If you want them.
I don't know anything
Should
about
I have her
that.
come talk to you?
Yeah, or Julie, I don't.
So she doesn't want to go in there when nobody's in there, but if a camera was there, she would feel
They'll say if
more.
someone's monitoring the camera, I mean, she doesn't want there's nobody in there and she doesn't want to go there by herself in case she falls. She's
She can
not-
absolutely come and talk to me. Yes, that would be great.
talk to. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next is sports program. I assume that's Zach Murphy.
Zach, not Jamie today. Okay, we'll go with adult sports first. Our women's volleyball league ends tonight. We're going to crown a champion. We had 6 teams this season, and it was a very competitive league. Adult co-ed softball starts their playoffs this Sunday. We have 5 teams in that this season. It's also been a very good season, very competitive. We have a one-day dodgeball tournament coming up on Friday, December the 15th for adults, where each team comes dressed up in a certain theme. That is up to them. We're hoping to get more teams to sign up for that. We don't have very many right now. We are also trying a free pickleball tournament in the mornings at the rec in December. The rec is open for pickleball from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. This is when and where the tournament games will be played. It's going to be a round-robin style tournament that we will use to rank players for upcoming pickleball tournaments in different skill levels. Youth sports. Our flag football season just ended last week. It was a very successful season. We had 11 teams. Volleyball is a pretty new league for us. It's only our second year having it, and we're about halfway through right now. You can really see the improvement that the players have made since we started holding practices in early October. Our staff has been doing most of the coaching for volleyball, and we're proud of how engaged they are with the kids. One of our coaches is Abby, actually. She's been doing a great job.
All right.
We have our clinics for youth basketball and floor hockey coming up in December. Basketball is for 3rd through 7th grade, and floor hockey is for kindergarten through 2nd grade. And then some miscellaneous. We had our annual turkey shoot back. After not having it for the last few years, we brought it back this holiday season, and it was a success. Kids and adults came to ABC Gym and took their shot with BB guns at paper turkey targets. Albertsons kindly donated gift cards for the winners to get turkeys for their Thanksgiving dinner. We had 3 different winners in 3 age groups. It was an extremely good turnout for our first year back. We plan on continuing this next year and into the future. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Zach? Guess not. Thanks, Zach. Next, we'll have a verbal report from Parks and Recreation Manager Julie Calloway.
Thank you. I did provide the special event master list for the next 12 months for you to kind of look at to see what we currently have on the books. Staff is definitely busy with special events. This weekend is one of our busiest in Boulder City. We have the Luminaria event, Doodlebug, Santa Picture, Christmas tree lighting, the Fifth Street House, the parade. So staff is very, very busy organizing these and making sure all other departments have, been communicated to as far as what the needs are for these events. F1 was not just in Las Vegas. It also made it out to Boulder City. We did have 2 film shoots that included F1 drivers, and they were both in the dry lake bed. One was an obstacle course where the drivers were on hovercrafts and they did an obstacle course through the desert. And the other one was the drivers were driving new Ford pickup trucks and for future advertising. So that was kind of fun just to have a little bit of Formula One right here in Boulder City. We did have the ribbon cutting for Hemingway Park Trail last month. It was a great success. Our partners in the project, Commissioner Gibson and the Nevada Division of Wildlife, along with the city manager and the mayor, were all there and spoke. And it was just a nice celebration for that addition to the park. Then we do have the first piece of playground equipment that has arrived for Oasis Park. If you recall, we started back in March purchasing replacement equipment for several of our parks. The first piece, like I said, has arrived. There will be 2 new pieces that are going to be added to Oasis Park, so we're not going to install until we have both of them, just so that we can utilize our assets in a wise manner. And then the rest of it should be coming in the next couple of months. And the parks that will be getting new playground equipment are Broadbent, Oasis, and Veterans Memorial Park. So that's all on the books. Unfortunately, it just took a long time to order and get it shipped out here. But we'll have those 3 parks that'll be all almost completely brand new. And then we'll start on the next series of parks to make those improvements too. And that's all I have for today. Any questions?
Questions for Ms. Calloway?
Thank you.
Oh, well, I was just going to say that I was at the ribbon cutting at the lake. They call it the Lakeview Path. Isn't that what it's called? And it really is wonderful, and I think that all the artwork, I guess it would be considered artwork, all the information.
Right, interpretive signs.
Right, that the Nevada Wildlife Conservation people did. So I think that's really great. We got to get the word out.
It's very nice. It's very nice, and people really like it. I had one of the local moms who homeschools. She was like, "What can we do?" And so I sent her to Bootleg Canyon for that little walking trail there, and then I told her to go to Hemingway as well, and they absolutely loved it. It was a really nice adventure that you could get out and have exercise, but then you could also make it a learning experience as well.
Right. And not too strenuous, so, kids can do it, and older
Absolutely.
people can do it. Seniors can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really nice addition to Hemingway.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Next item number 4, matters pertaining to the Muni Golf Course and Boulder Creek Golf Course. We have our operational reports, and I'll have a verbal report from Director Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now that the weather has turned cold, workers are spending a lot of time picking up and disposing of the tons of leaves and pine cones on the golf course, especially Muni. The growth of grass on both courses has slowed down, and workers take this time and they can concentrate around trimming around the trees, bunkers, and other areas on the course. Workers continue to replace old, outdated valve and sprinklers with the new ones. It's a good time to do it right now because we're not watering every day. They're also getting ready to spray fertilizer and pigment on the fairways and tees, and this should happen this week on both courses. Play on both golf courses continues to break records. With 2 months left in the calendar year, Boulder Creek has surpassed the revenue from 2022 and with the 2 additional months here. So we have 2 additional months, so we're going to be breaking the record. Boulder City Muni was very close as well, and with 2 months left, we'll break the record for 2023 with revenue at Muni as well. I'd like to give a shout out to Golf Director Andy Shaper and his great staff on both courses for a job well done. Maintenance on both courses continues to be outstanding. Turf Tech is doing a fine job maintaining both golf courses. Byron Hines and Matt Atkin are the golf course superintendents on both the courses, and their maintenance crews should be commended for a job well done. That's the end of my report. Any questions?
Hearing none. This is item number 5 is Parks and Recreation Commission reports. Commissioners and our students at large, this is your opportunity to speak if you'd like to, or report out on any events related to the Parks and Recreation.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I
sir.
have an update on the pickleball courts.
Very good.
So I spoke with the city manager, and basically we are looking to get more money in the CIP fund, the Capital Improvement Fund, so we can put out the outdoor pickleball courts down at Veterans Park and do it right. So that's being done right now. We're getting more money. They're switching money into that account so we can take a look at redesigning and make sure it's done correctly. There's no need of putting in something that would need to be, done on a yearly basis coming back, and we want to do it right the first time. So I wanted to give you that update.
Very good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the students can help. The BC letters on the mountain right by Bootleg, they're getting kind of faded, and I think what I...
We had talked about doing that on...
Can you go to the podium, please?
Thank you.
Thank you. You can pull the mic down. I'm going to have to. We had talked about doing that as a senior ditch day. So, obviously, we ditched school, but, and then we would work as a class to do it together. So, and then it's almost like we're bonding as a class as well as doing something for the city. We had talked about it as in our class. We're juniors. We're not in the senior class, and they already had their ditch day. But if we wanted to do that, we can talk about it with our student council class, because we are also in student council as well as National Honor Society.
So that can be a talk and see what can happen there, if you want us to do that. I can assume that that will be a good talk if we do have that, because our student council class is very good at doing things for the community and getting our school involved, as well as having spirit for our town. That's it.
Well, that's great, because I do have citizens that ask me all the time, because it's fading so much, and they go, whose job is it, you know? And then I think Roger's kind of said it's been a school district issue, not a
Yeah.
Parks and Rec issue, so
Yeah.
please tell your classmates.
Yes.
I think there's a number of businesses and alumni that would like to participate in
Yes.
that too.
Especially
if
in
you
this
wanted to.
town, alumni is a very big thing that we appreciate and that we continue to acknowledge, especially at our school. So doing something small for them would be a very nice gesture.
Yay.
Very good, thanks.
Go girls.
Quick question about that. Do we know what permission we need as a commission or a city to perform this? As whose property it is, and if
It's,
there's any...
it's, the property belongs to Boulder City. And back in the day, this was done, I think back when Mike Piscini was going to school and Tammy McKay, I think it was done that long ago. And 85? Yeah. So class of 85, just asked permission from the city and then made the truck up the mountain with some white paint and put it together. So it's our property. We would give permission as a city to do that because, as you said, it is fading, and I think it's kind of a neat thing. Henderson has one. Boulder City needs one.
Well, yeah, I just want to make sure that the high schoolers who are taking their own time, during school or not, to to do it are not going to be prosecuted for it.
That is a good point. Yeah.
I think. To talk with our council as a class, it would be, we would pick a date that all of us can go and help and do this together, and then we would also send an email to, not you obviously because you're retiring, but the next person and people that need to know that information, as of all of you, that this is the day, if this is okay, that this can happen, and who, if there needs to be any of you there that want to be there and watch or witness or to approve anything, really. We would send out an email and ask for approval, and then we don't get all of a sudden in trouble.
And ask for volunteers too, because that's strenuous to get up there.
Yes.
I've been up there a few times.
Yes, and then
So-
we have many people that are willing to volunteer. As you probably well know, we volunteer at all the things around the town. Especially this week, we have lots of volunteers volunteering for the parade and the Christmas lighting and whatnot. So, yeah, yes, that would definitely be a thing.
Yeah, request volunteers.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other commission reports?
We have the...
Speak in your microphone, please. I'm sorry. Thank you.
We had the temporary pickleball court at Broadbent Tennis Courts. What was the contractors or the contractors, when they removed it, was there any response to the damage to the playing surface on that one court? Or are you aware of the peeling of the court surface after it was removed?
So no, I don't think that our office has received any information regarding that, so we'll get out there and check it out and then notify the contractor.
Okay. I have a few items that were brought to me about possible permanent pickleball courts. I was unaware that Veterans is looking at that, or is that already in planning and development?
Well, we've been looking at dedicated pickleball courts at Veterans Memorial Park for a while here. And it was part of the CIP plan. We have some money allocated for that. However, we're going to get more money allocated to it and do it right. And so that's what I was told, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay. A couple other items. Youth sports, there was a question about, it's great to offer many sports so that kids are exposed to different seasons. Having the 4 weeks of games and 2 or 3 weeks of practice beforehand, some parents seem to think it may be a little bit short, but I know you guys are offering 2 sports per fall season and 2 sports during winter season, so I understand the balance, and that was just a concern that was raised. And then the playground equipment, is there any way to keep, when a slide is damaged and it's removed and then the tape goes up, is there any way to expedite that process when equipment is damaged, before it's reaching its end of its life? Because I know Broadbent Veterans and Oasis, it's been a big project to get the new playground equipment in.
So a lot of the damage that we receive, specifically on the slides, is vandalism. So unfortunately, we can't, actively prevent that or really judge when that's going to happen or what the cases are going to be with that. We've had situations in the past where we've paid for the repair and 2 weeks later the rock surprisingly went through it again and broke another section of it. So we try to do the best that we can to monitor the activity that goes on in the parks and ask for community involvement, that if they see something, to say something, notify non-emergency if they see some, questionable activity at the parks. But really, outside of that, I'm not sure that there's a lot of preventative stuff that we can do along those lines.
Okay. All right. Those were the items that were brought to my attention, and I can show you pictures of the court at Broadbent afterwards.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anyone else? Chuck?
Sure.
So now that you brought that up, since the cameras have been installed in some places, have they caught anybody? Have they been?
We probably have, yes. Yes, we have, yeah. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. In some of our, exactly. In some of our locations, the cameras have been helpful.
And also, we've been putting these cameras that you might see at Albertsons, down at the golf course and whatever.
Is it the one right out there today?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's one right outside.
Yeah, they're watching you. But we've talked to the managers of the, and we've talked to the police department too. They haven't responded to any thefts in the parking lot since those cameras have been up. So they are making a difference. Yeah.
And I don't know, the new CEO of the Boulder Dam Credit Union, Steele Hendricks, is he going to continue like Eric assisted in terms of helping with pickleball expenses, things like that?
He already has, yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess he facilitated or finished a project, the final project that Roger had with Eric Estes, the previous CEO, and that was to replace the windscreens at Broadbent Park at the tennis courts. And the 4 of us met out there, and Eric made him promise to continue to support.
Okay.
As
I
he
didn't know how the
should.
transition would go,
Support
but
the
I know.
community, yes.
Oh, that's good to hear.
We don't foresee any changes.
Anyone else? Okay. Moving on, item number 6. This will be a verbal report on Bootleg Canyon, and it will be the last official report to this commission by Roger Hall.
Wow. You're going to make me cry.
I'm trying to.
Oh, no. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Activity at Bootleg Canyon seems to lessen as days get colder. However, we have a number of races scheduled. So we have the Coyote Classic Cross Country race scheduled for December 2nd at Bootleg Canyon. And this is part of the Gravity Racing Series put on by local resident Mike Schur, who does a great job. He does probably 5 or 6 races a year at Bootleg Canyon, and he really does a good job with that. We also have the Southwest Regional Gravity Champs race scheduled for January 19th through the 21st at Bootleg, and this was also done by Mike Schur and his group. We have the Bootleg Boogie Trail race scheduled for February 3rd and 4th at Bootleg Canyon. We have Mob in the Mojave Gravity Race for February 16th through the 18th, and Reaper Madness, March 1st through 3rd. So there's also 3 other races scheduled for the spring and summer at Bootleg. So racing at Bootleg, they love Bootleg. It's a good place to race. Regarding the aerial trail system, I have nothing to report at this time, and I'm sure something will start up at the start of the new year on the aerial trail system. So that's the end of my report.
Yeah, for the aerial system, did someone evaluate the condition of the equipment?
Yeah, we have, our building maintenance department has contacted a person that inspects circus equipment and stuff like that, and I think they're planning on going out and inspecting it.
But it hasn't been inspected yet. So
As far as I know, no, it hasn't. Yeah.
You know, and all the races that go on, does the city, does Parks and Rec get money for the participants, or how does that work with the races?
Yeah, we have a special event fee that we charge each coordinator. They pay for security, medical, they pay the city for use of the property, they provide the insurance, they produce the waivers, the liability, it's a good way we make money. We make a lot of money on the events down in the detention basin, like the mud runs and stuff like that. But events at Bootleg are improving and increasing.
Because that's the one activity we don't get a financial thing on, do we? Or is it in here somewhere? It's on there. Okay, I'll search it up. Thank you.
Anyone else? Last chance to grill Roger here.
Well, he's going to be out
That-
doing all these races and playing pickleball and doing
Right.
everything
I'm
with
going
us,
to play
right?
pickleball. I'm not going to race, though, no. I'll ride my bike, but I won't race.
Well, thank you, Roger, and for that report and for your service. Our-
Thank you, guys. I appreciate working with you and continue to do a good job for the city. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Last item is a public comment period. Opportunity to comment on pretty much anything. Seeing nobody in the audience to comment, there's an opportunity to comment by calling 702-589-9629. And I assume there's no written comments either?
No written comments.
Thank you. Again, that number is 702-589-9629. Appears no public comment. With that, we'll close this meeting. Meeting's adjourned.
I second that. Done, Rod.